Hi, a place called America. As America emerged out of the European War, Europe was divided between Eastern and Western allies, created a good opportunity for America to grow and become an international economic power, achieving to be the top economy in the world, which has been thriving since the 1920s, even though it had its flaws and his hiccups, like the 1929 crash and many others along the way. But America thrived in winning. And as the European Union became, towards the end of the 20th century, there was also an emerging economy coming out of that same situation in Asia. Now America had a lot more direct competition between Asia, Europe, and perhaps other minor ones. But America stood strong, creating an economic power never seen before by humanity, where most of its citizens lived in a very comfortable life and reaped the fruits of an entire century of sacrifices and successes and failures. But one symptom was developed out of that great era. A sense of entitlement grew beneath the radar, which in the 20th first century, as things have been more challenging for an American economy to emerge stronger, these symptoms have been magnified by downturns and economic sloth. The problem with this is that America now has, more than ever before, real competitors. And in order for America to compete, it requires that its citizens engage in the production and the industrialization and emergency of manufacturing, along with other things. But as manufacturing in America grows and jobs start to grow, there is a problem. This problem was created 30 years or 40 years ago, where people grew more accustomed to be more elitist than blue collar. Today, a company offers jobs and it has difficulties finding workers. Therefore, America kept always an open mind to the influx of immigrants that will fill in those jobs that the domestic citizens will not. We must compete and we must stay strong. But if we can't find the labor force, then so it goes the country. The problem today is that a lot of people are growing dissatisfied with this process. They don't see this process viable in some cases, and in the cities, people are more cosmopolitan than blue collar. I remember as a child, having a manufacturing job was a big thing. People were very proud going to big companies and wear denim and go to work. Today, that has changed a bit. So this place called America requires for the American worker to make a decision fast, because our competitors are finding no problem in getting labor at any cost. From Asia to Europe, the labor force is there. But in America, even the newcomers today, while in the 80s, 90s, and 70s will come to the American dream, they find an America divided in which they have to take sides immediately to prevent being chastised. America needs more than ever men and women that are ready to engage in the competition of worldwide, and perhaps maybe our leadership has not been able to express that clearly. We're not the world. We are one country in the world, and we have competition outside the world. And people are taking advantage of this moment of weakness in our country. As I said, we emerged our World War II, where our manufacturing working personnel was highest than ever before. People were proud to go to factories and work in the American dream to make sure that this country stays number one, that this country will emerge as a winner. Even the winner and the dummy, we all join together. Now there is a role to play in every country. You play the role to make your country better, or you play the role to see your country fall apart. This place called America needs every single citizen to want to be victorious and number one, but it's finding it harder and harder because of differences in ideals, politics, and perhaps we haven't felt yet the effects of falling to second, third, or fourth place. People who are first place make tough decisions. I don't think America is ready to give up that place yet. So for people who are out there questioning what's our place in the world, well, I suggest you to know what would be the ladder if you fall from being number one to be number two. I don't think that's a good place to be. So join the force to the winning side and become part of the solution. Because unless you believe that your problem is going to be resolved by your methods and still have a nation that embraces your freedoms and rights and the freedoms of the winner and the dummy, then you're free to do it. But if you have no guarantees of any outcome, it's time to join the winning side. America needs you, and the world needs you. Because so fall America, so fall the world. And people outside America are dreaming to stand where you stand. In the end, it's your choice. The rise and the fall, he always falls on your lap. God bless you, and remember, there is a place called America.